Hello everyone, my name is General Fancy Pants, and welcome back to Secret Files Tunguska. When we last left off, we were trying to find some medicine for the sick guy that's in this hut here, and I think I've collected everything I can, so really all that's left to do is put this parchment back together. And at the first time, I thought maybe if I tried to just dump the parchment onto, or the resin onto the parchment, that would be all I need. But I wonder if there's something more to it. Because I have this wooden spoon here that has so far not been of any use, and I can't interact with the spoon or with the parchment, but I do have this wisp of hair that kind of looks almost like it could be a brush, or the bristly part of the brush anyway. So I wonder if I can combine this with the spoon.
If I take the spoon, the hairs, and this thread, and Hey! It works!
Alright, so now we have a brush. So let's see if we can dip the brush in the resin, and then put on the parchment.
If I paint the resin very carefully over the parchment pieces... It worked! 5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed to have isn't noted, just as much as how to get each ingredient.
Okay, so obviously this is the medicine or the recipe for the medicine that he needs. Let's just take one more look at it.
5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed to have.
Okay, so 5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of the root of tears, 1 part of the blood of night, and 3 drops of intoxication. So, well, 5 parts of the source of life, that's water, obviously, I believe, because water is generally looked at as the source of life. 2 parts root of tears, and it's not the gentian, I don't think, but if we go back to the path and look at this tomato plant again.
A failed and abandoned attempt to plant and raise a tomato plant, known to the biologist as Solanum lycopersicum. For others, love or paradise apple, a member of the nightshade family.
Alright, so it's a member of the nightshade family, and I wonder if that would be considered the blood of night, which we can maybe use the ketchup since there's no tomatoes on this plant. And ketchup, you know, kind of looks like blood, I guess, you would say. And then the root of tears, that's probably the gentian. And 3 drops of intoxication, which is obviously the vodka. So we have all of our ingredients, I think, except for the water. We don't have any water yet. And we also don't really have anything to carry we don't have a vessel to put the water in, or to make this.
No.
Okay,
The old guy.
that we already heard that before. So let's talk to the guy now that we know what to do for him.
I need your help, old man.
Me?
In his condition, I am hard.
Okay, so we already know that. Okay, so we already heard what he said. So how do I make this? Put all this stuff together. Maybe I just put it into the vodka. We can grind up the nightshade with the nutcracker. Or I mean
I could press out the gentian bulb with that, but then the juice would run all over the place.
not the I don't even remember what I said. The gentian, not the nightshade. Hmm. We need something to carry this in. Let's put the wood on the fire, because we already know we can do that, or that's probably what we'll need to do. And can we light it? Okay. I wonder if we can use the spade head as sort of a plate. Nope. Oh, you have a nice fire going for him anyway. That's nice.
Making fire is becoming one of my specialties.
Okay. Well, maybe we need to... I wonder if we give this to him to show that we actually know what he needs.
Hey, old man, wake up. Is this the recipe for your medicine? It really does seem to be the recipe. The old guy wants me to prepare it in this vial. I'll have to hurry preparing his medicine. He's not going to hold out for much longer.
Okay. Now we have a vial. So, let's start making this medicine.
A few drops of the intoxication.
Yep. And ketchup?
Ketchup is made of tomatoes. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family. That could be the connection to the blood of the night reference. I'll try it.
Okay. Now how do we, let's see, do I just do this? Yep, okay. And then I do that.
Well, that must be the right doses, depending, of course, on the bulb being meant as the root of tears.
Alright. Now, all we need to do is just get some water, which is right outside here. Kind of gross that he'll be drinking the same water that the reindeer is drinking out of, but it's all we have.
Five parts from the source of life. Got it.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
I must have all of the ingredients together now. The recipe says something about taking it shortly before it unites with the wind. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Wonder if they cook it. Because we put the grate on here earlier over the hole, which is emitting sulfur, and it's very, very hot. Let's try that. Nope. Do we light it on fire? Can I take the grate back? Okay, I can. So let's put it over the fire then.
Hopefully this witch's brew doesn't blow up in my face. I have no idea when the stuff is ready, but before it all evaporates... Evaporate! That's it! To be taken before it unites with the wind. Then the medicine must be finished.
Awesome. Let's take it. Apparently it's not that hot. She just grabbed it with her bare hand. Alright, old man, here you go.
Drink, old man. I hope that helps.
Thanks.
My pleasure. What happened?
A little difference of opinion with the guards.
Guards? From the research station?
Yes, Oh, it's not important.
Not so important. You nearly died.
But I'm alive. And you aren't just here to help me, are you? You have some questions.
Yes. How did you know?
Your eyes betray you. The eyes betray everyone. And your eyes, I know your eyes. They were here once a long time ago.
Me? I was most certainly not.
Yes, they were. But they weren't in the body of a young woman. You're the daughter of... What was his name again?
Vladimir Kalenkow? You know my father?
Yes, Vladimir was his name. He came to me back then like you are today, with the same eyes.
I need your help. If you knew my father, then you can also tell me what happened here all those years ago.
I'm only a shepherd. I've always been a shepherd, and I will remain a shepherd for the rest of my life.
But
I know my place in life, and you should know yours too. Listen to the words of a simple man. My son didn't listen to me.
what do you mean?
You want to know what happened here almost 50 years ago, and what is happening here today. My son was also curious. He didn't want to listen to me. He found a strange piece of metal in the woods, and he asked questions. The wrong questions to the wrong people. I never saw him again. There are things that we are just not meant for. If we don't realize this,
Old man, your words may be very wise, but my father is in danger and I need your help.
I know. I can see it in your eyes. You really are just like your father. I also warned him, but he didn't want to listen to me either. He entered the cursed realm of the Ugdi, the evil thunderbirds that have been sent to cause endless sickness since the year of the great catastrophe. Your father ignored my warning, and his companion must have paid dearly for it. I know that I cannot stop you, so I will tell you where your father had his camp back then. Follow the northern path until you reach the swamps, and you will find what you are looking for. But always remember my words. Be careful in everything you do. Things happen here that no one can even begin to imagine.
The Evink was right. The atmosphere here is real strange. So unreal. Even if perhaps a good portion of superstition is involved, I have a strange feeling here. And then the story with the Thunderbirds and the endless sickness. Pull yourself together, Nina. You're just exhausted. There are no Thunderbirds, and any phenomenon, no matter how mysterious, can be explained rationally. Hopefully. That must be the site that the old man spoke of. My father started his expeditions from here. Maybe I'll find an explanation here of how the events of the past link with the kidnapping of my father.
Okay, so we are at my father's, or not mine, Nina's father's cabin. Very mysterious words that the old man was telling us about the Thunderbirds and everything else, and the kind of unnaturalness of everything. It does look a little weird around here. It's much brighter and more lush than everywhere else that we've been. Very interesting. But let's check out the diary entry. Coming to terms with the past, Tunguska region. The site where the Tunguska explosion occurred almost 100 years ago must be nearby. This means Nina's father was here as well on his expeditions. But where exactly? Maybe the search for clues in the past will shed some light in the darkness of the present. Okay, that was from the last episode. The Forbidden Zone, Tunguska region. The old Evink is feeling much better. He talks about his son, who headed to the area of the crash site despite his warnings and found a strange fragment. Later his son suddenly disappeared. The Evink talked about Nina's father, who also didn't listen to his warnings, and Perez had to pay dearly for it. He also warns Nina, but should she turn around now when she is so close? No, of course not. So let's... Alright, so we have a swamp and a path over here. Let's take a look over in the swamp.
I should probably watch out where I'm stepping. One false step could be my last one.
Anything else to look at? Just the path. Yeah, there's really nothing here except for the swamp. This is kind of a beautiful little scene though. I like it. So let's head into the cabin. There's no reason not to. Alright, looks a little dilapidated, but it probably has been abandoned a long time ago. Let's start with the projector.
An 8mm film projector. Considering its age and the fact that it's not professionally handled here, it is not in bad condition.
No, it doesn't look that bad at all. It actually looks like it could run quite easily, actually, or pretty good. We have a shard down here.
Are shards always broken, or are there whole shards? An interesting question. I'll have to ask my former philosophy professor.
That's true. There's never a whole shard, it's just always a shard. Let's look at the rag here.
An old rag.
Okay. And there's a compass. Ooh, okay. We have a new diary entry. Let's try and use the rag on the compass. Nope. But we can. There's a button here.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Metal peg north side. Metal peg east. Metal peg south. Metal peg west.
A small metal pin.
I'm guessing that's what she's going to say for all of it.
A small metal pin.
Yep. Alright, and we have a chimney. Can we use the rag on the chimney?
The wall is covered in soot. You can't just wipe it over and, hey, presto, clean.
Alright, so we can't do that. Can we use the spade in there? No.
There is nothing special to see, but then again, it is pitch black in there.
Ooh, how about a match? Nope. Anything else in here that I should be checking out? Doesn't really look like it. Oh, a window.
The small windows are absolutely filthy.
Okay, well then let's clean them up.
Inside, the windows are almost clean.
Alright, so we need to go outside then and clean them. Looks like this is the only one I can clean, which would make sense since that's the one we actually can
As
see.
an obedient little housewife, of course I know what my duties are. There, finished. Shall I make dinner now as well?
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Thank you. So it's definitely much brighter here.
The sunlight makes the hut look a little friendlier at least.
Maybe we can see more in the chimney? Nope. Let's head down that path then, since I think we've seen everything we can see in here, at least. Okay, so it leads to a little storage area, or a shed. And there's another path, but first let's take a look around here. We have a tanker.
An old drinking water tank.
Alright. Oop, there's a hose. Where was that? There it is.
It looks like a garden hose. Time has been gnawing away at it, but there don't seem to be any large cracks or holes in it.
So now we have a hose, an oil lamp.
A bit of petroleum still seems to be in there.
So there's a little bit of oil in there. What about the generator?
If I remember correctly, then that thing has something to do with magnetism and producing electricity.
Okay. Can we turn it on?
There is obviously no more fuel in it. That would have been too good.
Well, there's a little bit of petroleum in the oil lamp. Can we put that in the generator?
I don't think that a diesel generator will run on petroleum, and there's hardly anything left in the lamp anyway.
Okay. Let's go in this path. Truck wreck.
Wow, what a monster! I have to ask, even if I'm talking to myself, how did that thing get here?
That's a wonderful, wonderful question.
That must be a tributary of the stony Tunguska. It's not the river's fault, but I'm starting to hate that name.
There's a tank. Sorry,
Wow,
Okay, that was just that. Alright. I thought I'd skipped over a different line, but we already heard
there
that.
still seems to be a bit of diesel oil in there.
Ooh, we don't really have anything. Can we... No? Let's go down the next path. Now we're just kind of exploring the area a little bit.
That must be the research station that the transit train was supposed to be going to. Has it even arrived there at all? The research station is certainly impressive. It even has its own runway, and probably just as impressively secured. I can forget getting in there. I'm not even sure that I want to go in anyway. After all, I have heard and read about this station and the place it was built on. Anyway, the station does radiate a certain fascination. Not a positive one, and the longer I look, the more I get the shivers. I better make my way back. There's a lot to do, and I still don't know what secret out of Daddy's past is concealed here.
Yes, it is quite an impressive research station. Looks almost like a... I don't even know. It looks very sci-fi-y, like it should belong in space or something.
The whole station looks like out of a science fiction movie.
There you go.
Hardly believable, considering that it has been here for several decades. Will its secret ever be revealed to me?
Yes, I'm sure it will. But we will find out that secret next time on Secret Files Tunguska. So I will see you then. Until then.